was your weekend? A little sick? I don't do sick.
It's called a hangover.
I don't do sick.
I like it.
It's called a hangover,
Mr.
man.
Kennedy, amazing today. Oh, thank you. Thank you. This is the conservative Christmas red stripe. I actually do have nicknames for all my time. Yeah, yeah! Hi, of course, as you would probably presume. I'm very excited. Anyone shocked by that? Laura, how are you?
You my tie on.
Right there? You're going to get it on. I see. Okay. All right. I'm going to dig that about you.
It's like a bald spot.
I don't know how that applies, but I'm in. So I had a great weekend. Had some guys up at the house. You had a little Hold'em tournament. I did not get cleaned out. I was not first out, which is all that really mattered to me. Good. So, Friday, Chris Ponster, 3 opens, Brian Kennedy, 3 opens, Mark Walden, 3 opens, and Mr. Russell, 5 opens. Cinco up on the board. Which is a good start. That is a good start. And on Friday, Mr. Nick on the board with $5.99 on Friday. Very exciting. And Mr. Dowd on the board with $7.99 on Friday. Outstanding. So, last week, our objective was what?
8 grand?
9 grand.
8.
You guys should know this stuff. You guys gotta know this.
50
over
You gotta be consumed by this on Saturday night like I was.
CPO 8449.
Okay, you guys gotta be consumed with numbers like this. Focused all the time. Company objective was $8,000 last week. $8,000 last week. And we hit 127 opens last week in how many days?
4 days.
4 days. That's pretty good. Gentlemen! Very nice. I will take that. Thank you for your contribution, Mr. Deli. I'm glad you got your title back on Friday. Hope you are ready to roll this morning. So, close. Out of these 127 opens in 4 days, we got 25 closes. Now, what's funny about running the show rates and running the sales floor the way we do at Synergy Direct is it really takes the full month for the show rate to work itself out. Because on Friday, we put in a bunch of opens that are in that 127. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the month, you always have an average on your show rate. It always works itself out. It's always about the same. We're pushing up as much as we can. Now, despite those opens that we put in on Friday, we had 25 closes, which was outstanding. Just out of the 100 or so that we did in 3 days. So that's unbelievable. Now, in addition to that, we had 10 sales last week. 10 sales last week. Which was, I'll have you know, a 40% close ratio. 40% close ratio. So, Qasim, we missed our 50, our one out of every 2 by about 10%. By the end of the month, we'll be kicking it into gear. Follow me? 40% is fantastic. It's a great start, particularly when we have F&Gs on there who, you know, starting off the presentation and still start off saying, "Hi, how are you?" To which the business owner at the beginning of the second call always says,
Busy.
"Great, I'm in the pool. Great, I'm cleaning the carpet. Great, I am cracking a back right now." Literally, I have patients in the lobby, right? I always say this nonsense. And despite all of those things, we nailed a 40% close ratio last week with 10 deals up on the board. That's fantastic. That's outstanding. You guys should be very, 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 very excited about that. And on CPO, we came out with $5,200 10,694, which is not bad for our first week with momentum. Not bad at all. So now what we're going to do, just so we got our clear goal for the week, so we got our pace, so we know what we need to happen, so we can work the numbers backwards, we're going to take our objective of 8,000, subtract the 5,994, and it is going to give us, any quick math guys in the room?
7,000, 2,000, 2,000.
I don't know who said 7,000,
2006.
but I presume that I
2006, like my
was just
father.
unclear on the math problem.
Sorry about
That
that.
had to have been my fault.
That's my fault.
Now, I will let you know that if you're a parent in the room, that once a year, actually twice a year, I think. Well, anyway, we got, yesterday, we received our students' STAR metrics reading, which are the reports from the state. You know, you do a test every May, see how your student is. And I'll have you know that both my biological son, Reese, and my stepson, Nathan, are advanced mathematicians.
Excellent.
Yeah! Come on, get it, baby. Astronaut. Yeah. So, aside from those of us in the room that started this to conclude at 7,000, it's all good. So we got 2,306 plus our objective this week of 8,000, which is going to give us
10,306.
10,306. Don't sound so excited, Ted. Was that Ted? Hey, look at the sunglasses in the meeting. You all right, buddy?
I'm getting there.
I know your future with Synergy is that bright and all, not to borrow from a bad 80s tune, but geez, throwing out sunglasses in my meeting, that might be the second way. Yes. Okay, so 10,306 this week, which means if an average sale is 649, which it is, and when I first arrived here, the average sale was less than 400. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited about that. It's like getting a pay raise. Particularly at your level where you're making 75% commission. It's just getting an extra $250 pay raise. Which is cool, right, Lamar? Yeah, pay with that. You will. You just teed up my closing comments. That's good. So, 16 sales will yield us $10,306. So that is 16 sales that we need. 16 sales. At the exact show rate for 127 to 25, which is really the rate of failure because you bundle in the Friday opens even though you had no chance to close those. Everybody with me? Okay. All right. That show rate is 20%. So at a 20% show rate, that means that we need... I'm sorry, wait, let me do this completely backwards, okay? At a close rate of 40%, which means in order to yield 16, we need, at a close rate of 40%, from here to here, we need 40 presentations. 40 presentations. So now all the really sharp math guys in the room already figured out how many opens we need. So we need 40 closes. At a 20% show rate, that means we need 200 opens. And we've got 5 opens. 5 days. Thank you, Mr. Penn, helping me out there. Wow, I knew I could count. Yes. We got 5 days this week to do it, which means we need
40 a day.
40 a day. 40 opens a day. Done, and done. Diggity, done.
All right.
Easy. 40 opens a day. Clear on the mission?
Yeah.
Yes, I am. Okay, good. So now, as we're approaching this, I'm always thinking about Synergy. I'm always thinking about the company. Always thinking about the people in it. Always thinking about what we can do. And I just want to reiterate the point that what we do, when you have it in your heart of hearts, in your very close, in your mind, and you have it organized properly, and you realize that what we do is not get on the phone and close someone. That is not what we do. When you realize that what we do is something we do it for them. We're literally helping them. That's our objective. We need to help 16 people this week clear their mind. We need need to help 16 people get rid of their world and all the nonsense in it. Because if you let yourself go crazy, if you let yourself fill up with a bunch of noise in your noggins, you're never going to really get what you need. You're never going to really get what it is that you want. So the number one thing that you got to find out in your opens, the most important thing that you have to find out in your opens is number of customers now. Number of customers now. Either on a monthly basis, weekly basis, daily basis, whatever it may be. What are you servicing now? Right now, today. You get this question answered, and then you put Kelson on the phone, you put myself on the phone, and we will bring in that order. Find out now, how many customers a day are you working with now, and then find out how many they want to work with. How many do you want to work with? What do you want to get to? And the only other option I'll give you, is maybe their big hot button is consistency. But I still need to know how many they're working with now. You guys follow me?
Yep.
You get that information, and you get Kelson on, you get myself on. We record phone calls constantly, and we will help you bring that in ASAP. Now, if you are doing presentations, and everybody should be getting on, starting presentations, no salutations, no hi, hello, how are you, how was your weekend, oh, it was wonderful, I went up and I did this. None of that. Just, hi, John, it's Scott with Synergy Direct Solution. You're not going to believe what we've come up with. Last week when we spoke, you mentioned that you were looking for a solution that would help you get from 2 or 3 customers a day to between 4 and 6, which is almost doubling your income. But I can show you how to do that today. In fact, I'm going to show you an internet strategy, a complete strategy that's absolutely, without a doubt, going to show you how to do that today. Before we get into that, let me just tell you what we're going to cover in what order. Does that sound interesting? Yeah.
Yeah.
Might I continue listening a little bit to that? And then as you're going through the script, you're going through the presentation, you're checking and you're asking, how do you see this working for your business? So you're checking the pulse throughout the presentation. And you're going through the features, you're going through the benefits, and after each section you're saying, great, Kasim, how do you see that working for your business? Steve, how do you see that working for your business?
See it working very well.
Outstanding. Thank you for playing along. How do you see automated follow-up with your past customers impacting your business? Tell me specifically. Just do that in the presentation. Then when we get on, by the time we get on, it's done. Remember, no salutations, no nonsense at the beginning. Each section, as you're stumbling through it, check in, take the pulse. How specifically? Tell me. Give me feedback. And you'll be good to go. Because you got to realize that success for any business owner, any salesperson, any individual operator, whoever it may be, success is hard. Success is hard. How many people do you talk to on a weekly basis that are bummed? Man, how often do you talk to a business owner who's like, oh, dude, I got the fucking dream life. I'm jacked out of my mind. This is amazing. I do whatever I want to do. In fact, I just got back from Hawaii. And I don't know if you've been to Hawaii. But there's 2 ways to go to Hawaii. You can go to Hawaii poor, broke, and busted, just barely getting by. You're like, dude, I got the flight. I got my hotel. I've been paying $100 a month for a year and a half. It's all good, but I'm going to go there been to Hawaii and you walk across the beach and you're like, shit, I can't afford the fucking fancy drink with the umbrella. I can't afford the trips with the dolphins. I heard these assholes at the bar talking about, flying around in a helicopter. What's that shit? But it's cool. I'm on the sand in Hawaii.
Going to the ABC
Right?
store.
Okay? 2 ways to go to Hawaii. The other way to go to Hawaii is to knock it out of the park, man. And I've been to Hawaii. And it is, it's nice.
I've been there.
It is nice. When you can go to Hawaii and really experience Hawaii and not have to worry about stuff, you're like, yeah, go with it. Yeah, it's, God, it is. I tell you what, it is nice. But my point is that for business owners, success is hard. These guys get up and they slave every day. I mean, they thought, it was going to be the most amazing thing on the planet. And then it turned into, I am a owner-operator. And I don't follow up with my past customers. I got people blasting my phone all day that are trying to sell me something. I've tried stuff in the past. It didn't work. I've been burned. I went home. I told my wife, no, this one's it. And it wasn't. Half the time I answer my phone, it's a customer, and I just answer like, hello. So they hang up. I mean, this is real. You know what I mean? I'm not trying just to entertain it. I mean, this is how life is for these guys. Success is hard. So now we think about what we're doing. And we're building, we are literally turning heads in San Diego. We are literally building a business rapidly. We will be on Inc. 100. We will knock it out of the freaking park. And if you need resume building, here's your opportunity for rapid advancement, huge resume building. If you need great income, here's your opportunity for great income. If you need confidence, if you need training, if you need skills, if you want to get into the company just so you can get into customer service and hide in a hole, that's fine. Okay? Because synergy's going. We will make that happen. You guys heard Kelson Penn on Takeovers last week. You guys can get that good. 40% closing ratio last week. Over at least 6 out of those 10 deals were done as takeovers. Let's follow that?
Yeah.
We can get that good. We turn no's into yeses. And we've got one shot to do it. We've got one shot to do it. And I was humbly reminded of that last week. Thank you, Steve. It's good. We'll take over right in for Steve. One in for Steve, and send a call back on the other one. The call back, of course, Ted, wasn't there. The callback doesn't answer his phone, right? So we go and we get the hang up now. Because when they're right there, they're that close, they've spent 2 hours with you on the phone, they're right there. They're just like, what? Come on. I can call you tomorrow, Rod. Why don't you just give it a shot? Just one last, You know what? Come on. Just make it sound easy. It's no big deal. Just give it a shot. Come on. Let's just give it a try. Just invite him to take a chance. It's not going to hurt. What's the worst case scenario? He's going to hang up, right? Which is better, because now it's done. Now there's no resistance. There's none left on his side where he's like, maybe I should have done that. There's none left on ours where we're like, oh my God. You know what I mean? It's just done. It's clean. It's easy. And we turn no's into yeses. Personally, for you, your business and your success begins between your noggin. And I heard a great quote last week. I'm always putting the right stuff in my brain. Always feeding my brain with the right stuff. And I heard on Friday morning when I was driving in, I was listening to a CD, and I heard this guy say, you know what? It's time that you turn your don'ts into do's. Turn your don'ts into do's. I'm like, okay. Hell yeah, I'm in. And then he said, turn your won'ts into will do's. Right now. down because you can. Yes, cold calling's hard. Yes, I could look at the bad side of it and I could say that sucks. And then I could also look at it and say, you know what? I will earn 75% when this guy shows up and buys. Which I don't know about you guys, but that's pretty freaking cool because when I had Superior, 50% max if you were killing it. Kyle's a little nicer. So he's going to give an extra lot of love. Won'ts into will do's. Then take your dreams and turn them into plans. Work your plan backwards. We need 200 opens. We need 40 closes. We need 16 sales. My plan is to train with Scott, train with Kelson, learn with Scott, learn with Kelson, watch videos 24/7. You don't need to know anything else except what is in that D1, D2, and D3 training area to do this and get great at it. You need to know how to build rapport, how to convert the cold call, how to build rapport, how to create a hot button, how to position yourself as a marketing genius or in an authority position, how to set a solid appointment. Then you need the information in Closing 101, which is all about being prepared. Then you need the information in Closing 201, which is all about integrating the open into the close. And then you need the objection cycle. And how to handle specific objections. That's it. It's all there. So if you spend 10 hours a week just watching that stuff, outside of being here, you'll be amazing fast. And you know, or we will sit down with you and say, look, how much money do you need in December? How much money do you need for Christmas? How much money do you need for New Year's? What do you want to do? How much money do you need for next March? Whatever it is, and we will put that dream into a plan for you. A very specific plan. You guys with me? Mm-hmm. And then, we'll turn your can'ts into cans. So it's time for you to make a decision. Turn your don'ts into do's. Your won'ts into your dreams into plans. And your can'ts into cans. Let's hit the fucking phone.